I reckon I've got to do something with this bone, but I'm not quite sure what. He won't pick it up.
I could wrap the bone up in bandages, but what would that achieve? I still didn't want to carry... There was no connect... The bones... I what? Surely the bone, the fish... What did the... What did... What did... Surely the... Surely... Surely...
Yeah, this is tedious, but I don't
What did the... What did... What did... What did...
I've got a funny feeling then the bone has got nothing to do with any of this.
Surely... I was reasonably convinced the bone was the only interest. Sure. Sure. What did... What did...
Well, you're interested in the bone, but now he's saying what did the bone have to do with that?
What did... What did... What did...
Okay, now I'm literally running out of...
What did... I didn't want to take the bone. It was bad enough that I'd been... The less I had to... The less...
I reckon this might be just a red herring.
Amongst the...
That bone there. So there's nothing actually around here.
Who would... I'd like... Is she... I will...
You can't keep it.
Have you heard of nylon athatep?
No. What is it?
Never mind. Until I was... And frankly, does an octagram of murders mean anything to you?
An octagram of murders? No. Should it? I mean, it's something magical, obviously. But other than that...
Why is it obviously magical?
Well, 8. It has occult significance, doesn't it?
Does it? How do you know that?
When you marry into the von Überwalds, you learn about these things.
Why?
There is a lot of occult goings-on in Überwald. It's the national pastime.
What else do you know about the number 8?
It goes between 7 and 9?
Don't play dumb with me.
What would you like me to play?
I meant about the occult significance of the number 8.
Well, I'm no expert.
Anything might be useful.
You think the occult is involved in this case somehow?
I'm convinced of it. I think it's something to do with nylon athatep, the laddering horror.
The laddering horror?
A creature from the dungeon dimensions.
Well, I understand there's something about the harmonics of the number that is attractive to the denizens of the dungeon dimensions. But that's all I know, really.
Do you know anything about theater?
I like to go to the disc theater every now and then.
Why?
I enjoy the plays.
Until and for... Do the...
I'm sure...
Until I... And for...
Be careful.
I'll be in...
I'll...
Still here, I see.
In a sense.
Have you heard of the goddess Errata?
A goddess? Yes. Yes, she was. I always liked your mother. That's why I married her, I suppose.
Is he...
Dead? No. You'll know when he dies.
How?
I will swing my scythe.
Do you have to do that?
No. But when I appear in person, I am required to separate the soul from its body.
Why?
It has symbolic value.
Do you know Errata?
The goddess of misunderstandings. Yes.
What's she like?
Chaotic and confusing. But she has a certain sense of justice, I think.
Justice?
All the gods are sentimentalists at heart. Of course, I never let that sort of thing get in my way.
Neither the Count nor Death. Neither the...
So they won't talk about Errata or not Errata.
Do you know anything about the plays at the Disc Theater?
I cannot...
Neither the... What do you make of this perfume?
I cannot...
Well, I'm...
Oh, you can be...
Who would... Sir would have to consult. What do you know about the goddess Errata? Sir would have to... What can you... Sir would have... I'd...
I don't think there's much else I can...
I looked up Well in the library and found his complete works. In there was a discussion of the 8 great tragedies, Hwell's bloodiest works. From the About the Author paragraph, I learned that Hwell was a dwarf who was banished from his tribe not only because of his claustrophobia, but because of his tendency to daydream. Both undesirable, to say the least, if you work in a mine. 102, and in the prime of his life for a dwarf, Hwell now worked for Vittler's Plays at the Disc Theatre as one of the premier playwrights of the day. The 8 great tragedies were given in great detail. 8 plays, each with a collection of murders, usually with one more particularly gruesome or grotesque than the others, presumably for use in publicity trailers. The publicity trailers helped draw people into the theater by being towed around town to display posters. There was something suspiciously familiar about some of those murders. I'd learned about the 8 great tragedies. Something about the 8 great tragedies. Mind if I ask?
That is...
Tell me about the 8 great tragedies. And don't make me regret asking you about this.
The 8 great tragedies are considered to be among the finest of Hwell's plays, each one a poignant drama with an insight into the mortal condition.
That's all you have to say?
I could tell you much more.
Such as?
I could tell of the soul-searching anguish of Village in The Happy Prince of Copperhaven, as he struggles to decide whether to avenge the death of his father, whilst in the meantime inadvertently stabbing and poisoning the entire cast in oh so many humorous misunderstandings.
No, that's fine.
Oh, in the dead vast middle of the night, he cries. Oh, that my lover's father had not hidden behind that tapestry whilst I was practicing with my poignard.
That's enough.
And the famous soliloquy, to be or not to be. Oh, what's the point? Nobody's listening. Or perhaps I could tell of the tempestuous love of Antilogy for Cleopatra, queen of the Jelly Baby.
Stop it!
Perhaps the unspeakable acts of Titus Diplodocus. If one good deed in all my life I did, I do repent it from my very soul. That's all, folks.
All right, enough.
Our revels now are ended.
Stop! I knew I shouldn't have asked.
Ugh. I thought you would have given me more than that.
Well, whatever. Matham had been poisoned. It wasn't exactly the same as the poisoning of Village in The Happy Prince of Copperhaven, but there were definite similarities with one of the other poisonings in the play. Cypher had died just like the king's retainer in The King of Ankh, drowned in a vat of wine. There was something about the murder that suggested Hwell's plays, but I needed to know more about it. There did seem to be something in common with the counterweight killings and Hwell's 8 great tragedies. In Antilogy and Cleopatra, the Queen of Jelly Baby is killed when she is bitten by an asp that would have left tiny bite marks on her. I was definitely on to something. Malachite, stabbed in the back repeatedly with a crowbar. The lead in The Tyrant, stabbed in the back repeatedly. Not with a crowbar, but it was close enough. I'd read about the death of the title role in The Leering King, one of the 8 great tragedies. The king was hung upside down from a tree, whereupon his eyes were gouged out. It sounded very familiar. The 8 plays being shown were definitely the 8 great tragedies. I didn't see a link to the list of names. There was no... The envelope, the thing was, it...